I don't think that most people are lost. I just think that they're overstimulated and never taught how to come back to themselves. And that's kind of what we talk about often here is trying to find your way back to yourself or create a new version of self that you can then stabilize, anchor, and ground and find your way back to. Before we dive into it, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Art of living. Just want to pick a random page. Left or right, left or right. It's a double. Be suspicious of convention. Take charge of your own thinking. Rouse yourself from the days of unexamined habit. Popular perceptions, values, and ways of doing things are rarely the wisest. Many pervasive beliefs would not pass appropriate tests of rationality. Conventional thinking, its means and ends, is essentially uncreative and uninteresting. Its job is to preserve the status quo for overly self-defended individuals and institutions. Institutions. I was saying intuition. Institutions. On the other hand, there is no inherent virtue in new ideas. Judge ideas and opportunities on the basis of whether they are life-giving. Give your assent to that which promotes humanness, justice, beneficial growth, kindness, possibility, and benefit of the human community. Examine things as they appear to be your own mind. That's crazy. Objectively, consider what is said by others, and then establish your own convictions. Socially taught beliefs are frequently unreliable. So many of our beliefs have been acquired through accident and irresponsible or ignorant teaching. Many of these beliefs are so deeply ingrained that they are hidden from our own view. The commonplace sluggishness of the lives lived by the undisciplined is dangerously contagious, for we are often exposed to no alternative healthful way of living. Awaken and be vigilant. Take stock of your habits to preserve your highest standards. Many people declare with all sincerity that they are committed to their own integrity while engaging in thoughtless or intemperate actions. They proceed willy-nilly, undercutting their otherwise well-intentioned efforts by failing to face themselves and to articulate a coherent personal moral code to which their future actions would conform. Don't listen to what people say, watch what they do, and evaluate the attendant consequences. The fact that this is connecting, literally, random page. You know how we do. Let's finish it up. Just as we must clean, order, and maintain our homes to move forward with anything, we need to do the same with our minds. For not only do we risk inefficiency by failing to do so, we invite our soul's very corruption. A disorganized, foggy soul is dangerous, for it's vulnerable to the influence of better organized but unsavory influences. Trust nothing and nobody but yourself. Be ceaselessly watchful over your own beliefs and impulses. One more. Something short. Pursue the good ardently. Pursue the good ardently. But if your efforts fall short, accept the result and move on. So, most people are stuck in a state of fight or flight, survival mode. That's overstimulated feeling to where just nothing is clear. It's all noise, it's overwhelming. You can't even come up with a thought to move you through to the next task of life. And what I gained from this is it's the exact same thing that I was literally just saying, just thinking when I preach all the time. You have to find yourself, you have to make your decisions for just you. Come back to a center, always try to be grounded and hold on to who you want to be. You have that choice. You have the luxury of that choice. We all do. It's part of life. You get to be who you want to be, do what you want to do, love who you want to love, go out, do whatever you want. It's all part of the experience, and you don't have to apologize to anybody for it. And you don't have to weigh on your mind and stress yourself out and overwhelm yourself by the instability of chaos. Learn how to manage your emotions and your thoughts by coming back to yourself and finding a safe space in your brain. If there's something that really motivates you or gets you inspired or lets you take action, any feeling, positive or negative, you utilize that, you channel that. So for me, I used to be I would use the word annoyed. It's just a frustrated feeling. I was so frustrated how everybody around me couldn't see how simple life can be and how simple life is if you just choose that reality. And they would overcomplicate or overwhelm or spiral right in front of me. And I understand, trust me, we've all been there. It's something we got to heal through, grow through, learn through. And like I said, you just got into a state of being overwhelmed and you were never taught how to come back to yourself. So there's nobody to blame. It's not anything wrong. The only wrong thing is to allow it to continue. You have to understand that growth, evolution, it's inevitable. You don't want to be left in the past. You don't want to be stagnant doing the same thing. I'm 25, so I graduated 2017, graduated at 17, and all of those people, my hometown's 1,000 miles away from here. That's move, travel, get out, move away from your hometown. Seriously, live life. There's so much more out there than the same little places you've been going to, the same gyms, the same social circles, the same gas stations. But what I was getting at is like all of those people are still doing the same things that they were doing nearly a decade ago. And I've lived so many lives since then and experienced it. And I know that's what you want to do too. That's why you're here. That's why you understand. That's why you get the message. Because you're in a state of unhappiness, unsatisfied, you're unfulfilled, and you're seeking more. But all of that can be found inside. It's internal. You just have to find a way to navigate through the emotions, through the thoughts. Back to what I was saying about using any sort of emotion to kind of propel you forward. If you know you need to make changes or you need to get something done, get motivated. Like there's one specific video that anytime I watch it, it makes me so I'm just like, oh my God, the fact that this was our reality, we've pivoted a long way from it. And I feel like we've course corrected, but we got a long way to go. But just watching it every time, no matter what mood I'm in, no matter how I'm feeling, it'll always inspire me to just get up and get shit done. Just whatever I need to do. It honestly makes me so inspired by not wanting to live that life. And you have to find something like that for you, something that you can hold on to and ground and anchor, come back to whenever it gets overwhelming and noisy. Part of life is the challenges. It is the trials. It's all of the bad, all of the negative. It's what makes all of the good worth it. Ever since I remember being 9 years old and somebody asked me, they're like, "Oh my God, like, hey, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to grow up and just like live on a beach and just be in the ocean all day, every day, and blah, blah, blah." And I was like, no, that sounds miserable. Why would I want to do the same thing over and over for the rest of my life? At that point, it's just like, I'm checked out. I get bored very easily. I know a lot of us do. And that's why you got to get out there. They say find hobbies, right? Find one for your mental health, find one for your physical health, find one that makes you money. That's it. Those are the 3 hobbies you need. And then life is pretty much easy, Like this is like kind of a mental thing for me. It really helps me get my thoughts out there. It shows the world who I am. It shares my message, and I feel more fulfilled, I feel like if I pieced out tomorrow, at least I put a message out there and I tried to do some good. And that's all we can do. Let's try and do good. Whenever you find yourself in a point of overwhelm and that clouded judgment, don't make big decisions. You just need to find a way out of it. You got to navigate through the storm, and you make decisions in the light. Don't make big rash decisions in the dark. Trust me, if you're in the dark and you want to make big rash decisions, it has to come from a place of love. It has to come from your heart. It has to come from a place of, I've had enough. Enough is enough. I'm done. I got so many other things I could be doing, want to do, have done. You just have to make that choice. What else? What else are we feeling today? I feel uneasy. My nervous system feels uneasy. For some reason, I'm feeling so much anxiety, and I know it's not mine. So for whoever's out there, just take a deep breath. Start lowering your circle. You, there's something that you've been putting off. We all have, but there's something specific you've been putting off that you know you need to do, and it's time that you do that. It's not next week, not next month, not next year. You gotta do it today. And if it's 11:59 p.m. and you're about to go to bed, you do it tomorrow. But you have to hold on to it. Write it down and make sure you tackle it. Ask yourself this: if one of your problems, one of your goals, one of your challenges, if one of them could be solved immediately tomorrow, which one would you pick? I don't want a why. I don't care about the why. Which one would you pick? Me? It would be to transition out of Florida and get to a place with more nature and woods that I'm familiar with. I'm from Pennsylvania, so I'm used to having a lot of woods. I'm used to having winter. I'm used to having seasons. I'm used to having change. Florida's literally just, it's all the same all year round. It's flat. It's just not, it's literally not built for me. And I've been fighting that feeling for years. So now I know exactly what I want to do. That's the hardest thing is, you guys know. I mean, it's, you can't just up and move. Some of us can. And if I wanted to, I could. But there's stepping stones. I want to make sure I'm doing it right. I question myself every day. I'm ensuring that I'm doing the right things for the right reasons, for my highest good, my highest purpose. That should be your thought process always, if that's the life you want to live. I'm not here to tell you what life to live. I just know who I'm connecting to. I know who, I mean, if you're still watching this, you understand. And you want change. You want to be inspired. You want to live a life that's life. You want to live. You want to be a human being, not a human doing. So, but take that goal, that challenge, whatever you chose, and that needs to be your top priority. Because if you could get it done without overwhelming or thinking about it, that means something about that is overwhelming and holding you back, and it's a blockage. So focus on that, create a plan of how you can tackle that, and let everything else quiet down. Focus on one thing. Everything that you do is in alignment with moving towards that, right? So, for example, if I want to move out of Florida, I'm not going to get a moving truck. That's not my vibe. I'm a full reset type of person. I've done it many times in life. I love full resetting. I get new everything, right? So, if I wanted to take an action in alignment with that, I could start selling some of my belongings. I could start donating some of my clothes. I could go through and organize and get rid of. Start looking at apartments or houses in different areas. And I do this all the time. I've been downsizing. I've been getting rid of stuff. I recently just went through all of my clothes, kind of aligned everything, and was like, all right. So now I have everything nice and organized to where when I do want to get rid of them, it's literally just a do it, right? It's not holding me back. It's not something I'm stressed about. So I'm not worried about getting it done right this minute. But I'm set up and prepared to where I can get rid of all that stuff. I like having it just in case for the time being. But take aligned steps. It's going to help you be more calm. It's going to help you be more clear. And then whenever you realize you're picking up on other bullshit, other noise that's not yours, you're going to identify it a lot quicker in your mind. And it'll allow you to block it out and, again, come back to center. It'll allow you to slow down. All of this is teaching you how to find yourself, how to come back to yourself, get out of that fight or flight state. Get out of your own way. You're in your own way. Why are you in your own way? What are you scared of? We have to live life. There's nothing to be scared of, because guess what? You can always do something else. You can always change something else. So whatever you feel is holding you back, it's not the truth. It's you. It's how you see it. It's your perspective. Try to see it from a different angle. Write it down. Write it down. Try to look at it from 3 different angles. A place of happy, a place from sad, a place from anger. That's just one way. Download an AI, talk to it, tell it your ideas. If you guys seen what I do with AI, you'd be like, oh my God, this is insane. I didn't even think of utilizing this tool for this benefit. And I'll show you guys more. I just don't know how to integrate it. I don't know how to show you. I'm lazy. I don't want to edit videos. I don't care to do any of that right now, because I'm building my community. I'm bringing you all in. I'm inspiring, I'm lighting, we're turning on the lights, we're coming together, and then we'll expand together, okay? But honestly, that's it for today. I slept. I was gonna take a 20-minute nap. My body's absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. I was gonna take a 20-minute nap, lay down, and I could feel myself drifting. I turned off my alarm and woke up 3 hours later. Like, I literally just woke up. 6 p.m. Perfect. You know why? Because I'm calm, I'm rested, and I've got nowhere to be. I'm just here. And it was such a good sleep. I feel so much more clear in my brain, and my mind, and my thoughts by simply just taking that rest. And normally I'd beat myself up, like, hey, you wanted to do this today, you could have done this today, you should have done this today. None of it matters. You know why? A, the time's gone, I can't change it, so why stress or worry or think about it? And B, resting is in my highest good. Taking care of my meat suit, this flesh, because guess what? You don't have a body. Actually, you do have a body. Ugh, messed it up. You don't have a soul, you are a soul. You have a body, right? So take care of this, so that everything else is going to be good and calm and aligned. And we're taking the steps towards it. What's one thing you guys want to do? By February 17th, you got to write it down. Write it in the comments, manifest it, say, hey, I'm doing this by this day. Just a random day. It's a little less than a month from now. You don't need a full month, all right? Figure it out. If you give yourself 10 years to do something, it's going to take 10 years. You give yourself 6 months to accomplish that 10-year plan, you might not be you might not get the entire 10-year plan done, but you'll be a whole hell of a lot closer than if you gave yourself 10 years to do it. I think that was our boy Musk who said that, something along the lines of that. Let's get a closing message. Wisdom is revealed through action, not talk. Don't declare yourself to be a wise person or discuss your spiritual aspirations with people who won't appreciate them. Show your character and your commitment to your personal nobility through your actions. I just said that. Literally just said that. You don't have to do anything. It's not for anybody else. It's for you. Just stay in alignment. I'll read the right one too. Live simply for your own sake. Don't be puffed up with pride if you are able to provide for your needs with very little cost. The first task of the person who wishes to live wisely is to free himself or herself from the confines of self-absorption. Consider how much more frugal the poor are than we are, how much better they forbear hardship. If you want to develop your ability to live simply, do it for yourself, do it quietly, and don't do it to impress others. Guys, that's what we're talking about. We're here to live life for us. We're here to connect to those who understand. If people don't resonate, they don't understand you, and you don't have to force that. Don't beg anybody to be in your life. Don't beg anybody to be a part of anything. Don't beg people for anything in general. Attract. Just be who you are. Be the best version of you. Always shining your light and your authenticity. Be genuine, and you're going to attract the right people, right? If you're not the version of you that you want to be whenever you meet somebody, and you change into that, you risk losing that relationship, which is inevitable. It's okay. because the other person, people don't like change. Change scares them. If you flip a switch and you're a different person tomorrow, people aren't going to like it because they don't understand. They're scared, they fear. And it's like a mirror, you know? You're the mirror for them. You're turning all of their insecurities and their fears, and they're like, wait, how did he do this? How did she do this? I want to do that, but I can't because of this. And then they trigger themselves with limiting beliefs and just whatever pre-programming they've had. But if you are who you want to be and you're yourself and you meet people and they stay, then you found people. You found your community because they know who the real you is or who you choose to be. You know, they connect, they see you in your full light, like your full authenticity. So if you do ever switch up, when they try to tell you like, hey, you're not being yourself, they're gonna be right. And then you can always come back and be grounded. Like there's people in my life who know. They could just look at me and they could tell by posture, they could tell by just the way I walk, they could tell by like normally I'm always smiling. I'm pretty happy. You know, I feel displaying a smile just emits it out to the world and people look at me and they're like, he's just smiling for no reason. Maybe I can do that. That's all I hope for. But there's people in my life who know me. They know the real me. And whenever I get lost or I step off the path, they're there. You know, I step off the path and I'm falling. That's how high up on the path I am. You guys are just on the ground. You know, you get lost in the woods and you start back. Me, I step off the path and I'm falling down a cliff. But it's like, you know, I got people who are going to take care of me and they're going to save me from doing that. And we'll step off and I'll fall. But guess what? Break a leg, I'm going to get back up and keep on moving forward, baby. That's what it is. That's all we're here to do. Guys, embrace light, embrace love, embrace positivity. That's all we could do. Thank you for being here. Subscribe if you like the channel. Subscribe if you like the message. And if you don't, thanks for staying till the end anyways. You're free to subscribe. Have a great life. Copper Cup, best thing to drink out of. I'm not telling you why. Look it up.